The future of trading is here.
Good morning, those that are showing up today. I'm just giving it a few minutes before we start, so I'll probably start in 2 to 3 minutes. Waiting for some other viewers, or giving some of the viewers a few minutes to get into the room before I start. How's it going, Drobada? I'm not sure if I've seen you in the room before, Drobada, so it's good to finally meet you. Oh, you did? When did you ask about LMFX regulation? Was that in the Forex Factory? I'm not sure if there's a comment that I missed. Let me check. No. Oh, okay, right. Okay, yeah, I do remember you. Yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot about LMFX today. For those traders that watch my streams that are from the US, but also there might be some benefit to those that are not from the US. So I'll get into that in just a few minutes. All right, there's a few of you guys in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start now. All right, so as I said, today we're going to be talking a lot about LMFX and my current plan, what I'm going to be doing. A lot of things are going to be changing, and this stream is going to become a lot more exciting to you guys that watch this. And yesterday, yesterday I was watching some of my streams, the ones that have the highest positive thumbs up or likes, YouTube likes. And I was trying to see why those had the most likes, and so I watched through them to see what people, I guess, liked so much about them, and it's because it was I showed more live trading. It was a little bit more informative on what I'm doing exactly in my plan. Now, I think that's what a lot of forex traders are lacking is a plan that they can stick to, or even just a well thought out plan. Now, a lot of times in my streams, I give pieces, and so I'm kind of wanting to give a more roundabout or more rounded type of vision for you guys, so it's a little bit easier to follow, and there's more of an of an objective, more of an objective. I don't know why I can't say that today. So we're going to start off by showing you my previous trades, and what I did last at the end of the week, so before the closing on Friday. And then we're going to get into what the new plan is. And I think that you guys will be pretty excited about what I'm going to be doing. And you might be a little bit skeptical and maybe even nervous for me as well, because it's going to be kind of a leap. Okay, so this is how things turned out at the end of the week with my Euro Pound trades. So those of you that have been following. So you do know, or you did see me my EA closed out 2 or 3 trades by accident early. These 3 trades were all closed out as an error, and unfortunately, something that the EA caused. Now we know that EAs a lot of times have problems with the coding. Some things may not work right with certain brokers, so on and so forth. And I haven't seen this happen with this EA in the last 4 months until just recently, and I'm not really sure why it's happening. But I do know that it's an older version, and I have 3 newer versions ahead of what I was using on my VPS server, which is found here. So I've loaded the new EA on. I've withdrawn a, a good portion, most of my funds. You see that there's only $995 left in here. And where are those funds gone? Well, they are withdrawn. $5,515 withdrawn and an additional 100 after that. And I'll get into why that's the case, and I've given you some hints already with moving over to LMFX. So you can see where all the trades closed out. Now this is a pretty large basket, one of the larger ones that I've done. All the trades closed out at this point. All right, so you can see how this worked out. The top orders were more profit than the bottom. This was pretty much a break even, a small profit when I closed out here. And the reason why I did is because of it was a couple hours before the end of the closing on Friday. And I wanted to make sure that everything was closed out before the end of the week. And also I posted a withdrawal at Oanda in the hopes that I could get that money pretty soon. Okay, so that's how that worked out, and I came out with small profit. What that looks like on the account is like this. You can see there was a small drop in equity, so from 17% down to 16.48. It's not a big deal. I decided I wanted to close out that because the errors in my EA has caused me to have a bit of a down in my equity, and that's but it's only 0.5%. I'm not totally cringing over it, so I should be okay. All right, so this account will still continue to trade for those of you that are wanting to watch my performance at Oanda. It's just going to be a lot smaller. It's just $1,000. I recommend starting with $1,000 on my on this type of trading. Now there's going to be big changes. Now I'm going to start talking about the changes now. On this account that you see here, this Oanda account, I'm also going to be I have a new version of my EA. This is version 3. I was using version 1 before. And this version actually uses the euro pound and the pound CAD as an actual hedge. Now you guys know that these two pairs are a bit correlated. So when one is moving down, the other one is moving up. And I'm going to be taking advantage of that with my on this account, where when a trade is placed on the euro pound, a trade is in the same direction is placed on the pound CAD, and or vice versa. But in this particular account, because it's only $1,000, I'll just be running it on the pound CAD, and then the pound CAD will be placing trades on the euro pound, and that same correlation will still happen. And when trades are in drawdown, the two pairs will use each other. Which one is in profit, more profit, will pull the other one, and they will use each other as a hedge over the longer term. And it should be something that works out really well. And I'll show you how that has worked out so far. Let me see if I can find. Okay. So we have 2 trades here that were entered at the same time. Let me close this down so you can have a better picture. Okay, so trade 1 was here. So you see that it was a buy order, right? So the buy order was also placed on the pound CAD at the same time. Buy order here. Now, sometimes these two pairs will run in the same direction. As you can see, they did. And I'm looking to close this at these two pairs at a 50 total pips amongst the two pairs. So this one had 23 pips profit, right? And then this one had about 23 or 25 pips profit as well. So we come out with a total of just about a 50 pips profit. As you see, that's when a hedge really worked in my favor, is because the hedge or the correlation between the two pairs it's not a perfect correlation, as you can see, but in this case, it really worked out. This pushed up a little in a big way, and the pound CAD pushed up in a small way, giving me the 50 pips that I needed. So that's how things are going to be traded on Awanda now. What this will cause my account to do will, one, less drawdown. There should be less drawdown, and trades should close out in profit more quickly. As you can see here, this huge um, group of trades, this will be less often. This won't happen as much anymore because we'll be pulling on a different pair for our hedging. And so it should allow us to close out trades a lot earlier and get pretty much the same profit. But the profit is something that I'm not too worried about. It's the drawdown that I'm trying to control here, and the waiting of these drawdowns to come into profit. Okay, so we didn't have any trades on the pound CAD. Nothing has happened there. Um, and uh, and so now we have, since we changed our strategy, uh, and we're going to be moving to LMFX. That's what I'm going to be getting into now. So for those of you guys that are watching and are US traders, this is the stuff that you're going to want to hear, because I've done quite a bit of research on this broker um, and have a lot of reasons why I'm moving over to it. So to start out, uh, why have I uh, looked into this broker to begin with? Well, if you go down to my trading stats from back, months, maybe even a couple years ago, you'll see that I've traded a certain strategy that allows me to get 10 to 20% profit per month. And that is a scalping strategy. You can see here, I had some months that were 17%, 18%, and 13% here. And you can see my drawdown was quite low. Now this strategy that I'm going to be using is pretty much scalping. And as you can see, it was very profitable over the longer term. Now this type of trading strategy requires high leverage. And then you can see I used it at Forex Broker Inc., which actually is not accepting US clients anymore. And they had 500 to 1 leverage. The thing is that LMFX, which I'm going to be talking to you about now, it has up to 1,000 leverage for US traders. And also the 100% credit bonus, which I'm going to be talking about here in a second. And it's actually the main reason why I'm moving. Okay, so 1,000 to 1 leverage means that a scalping strategy has a lot of ground, at least, and especially my scalping strategy. Now, my scalping strategy is something that is going to intrigue a lot of you guys, and I've never really shown it on any of my streams before. And it's because it's kind of my secret weapon, and it's also really dangerous as well. It can be dangerous if used in the wrong time, but it also can be extremely profitable in the 10 to 20% per month. Okay, so what we need to load is the indicator. TMA, where are you, TMA? There we are. Okay. So basically, it's on this type of indicator. This is an indicator that it's kind of a overbought, oversold, stochastic type of indicator. It's in a channel, and so when the market breaks the red line, that means we're looking for sell opportunities. And if it breaks the green, if the candles break the green, then we look for sell opportunities. Or for long opportunities or buying opportunities. And this indicator actually repaints. Now that's not, a lot of people find the repainting idea of indicators a really negative thing, but it can actually be used positively. And yes, the issue with repainting is that it can't be back tested very easily. But since I have an EA that actually trades this strategy using everything that I was just talking about, using this indicator, then I can actually test it in the previous history to make sure that it's working even with the repainting indicator. Okay, so what we're looking for with this indicator is that the price, or the candlesticks, or the, sorry, let me back up a little bit. The length from the middle bar to the top needs to be more than 5 pips. And it has to be under 13 pips. So it can't be wider than 13 pips. So because this channel will widen based on price and how price is moving and the volatility of that price. So let's see if it loads up. It's not, it doesn't load up on this very easily. Um, so what happens is once we enter a position, then we start entering on a grid. In the grid is actually martingale. Now that's another bad word for forex trading. So we have two things going against us here. That is one or three things. We're scalping, which is supposed to be dangerous, right? Two, we're using a martingale strategy, um, and three, we're using a repainting indicator. A ton of negatives that you would think that would go against this strategy. But if I'm showing you what that looks like, which in my past of trading this strategy exclusively, you'll see that my stats are pretty solid. Now, the risk involved in doing something like this is, well, if it's martingale, you're really exposing yourself to a volatile market if things go against you. So how we avoid that is by trading not during the news. So we look on forexfactory.com and we look at the news, what's coming out, to see if there's any high impact news. If there's high impact news, then I'm going to disable the trading this type of system until the news is done. Now, once the news is released, say like we have a news statement coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which a lot of times the news does release at that time in the U.S., then I'm going to wait to see once the price starts slowing down. So once at 8:30, that's when the news releases, right? So prices usually, if the news is bad or overly bad or overly good, then in most cases the market's going to move a lot. And so I'm going to wait for that market for that volatility to slow a little bit before I start trading the system again, because I don't want to get caught in a big push in one direction. That's a big no-no for me. And so this type of strategy requires very careful trading, and that's what I plan to do. So the strategy is it can be solid, but it can be dangerous based on your knowledge of it and when to trade it. You have to make sure that the pair or the market is not too volatile and not volatile, and also it can't be. Uh, it has to be in between. There has to be a good balance. Too volatile is bad, and not volatile enough is bad. So that's why we look for particular market conditions. So LMFX. We're going to start talking a little bit about that and why the strategy will be good with it. And well, the biggest reason is the leverage. I need at least 400 to 1 leverage to make the strategy work well, and 1,000 is going to give me tons of ammo. It means that I can enter on tons of levels, and uh, how that works is, let me see if I can find a basket of trades here to show you how they work. Oh yeah, and also this strategy, what's really cool about it is that almost all of my trades will be in and out within minutes. That means that I won't be having any trades that linger or roll over more longer than maybe an hours length of time. So here we go. Here's the strategy. Now, since this account is already pretty big, and then we're just testing it 1 year from 2015 to 2016, we're in the month of 1019. And we started in January of 2015. So you can see this is the results on a $20,000 account. It's moved up to almost 80,000 in that time period. And that's just, okay, so 82,991. The strategy looked for the indicator, the team A indicator, to be above the red line, if you remember what I just showed you. And then once it did push above that red line, it entered a trade, and then it enters on a 6 pip grid. The 6 pip grid, and this is only trading the Euro US dollar. So the 6 pip grid worked out pretty well. That means this group of trades were only in for about an hour or so before they were all closed out. Okay, and they closed out in about 0.1% profit or 0.2. And it's how we actually end up getting a good portion of profit each month of 10 to 20%. So that is the grouping of trades, and you can see that they last. This is the 1 minute chart, so they don't last long at all. As you can see here, this is a trading day. This is a trading day here. So we have trades entered here, and this is all within a couple hours of time frame, and we come out with a probably 1% or so of profit in this group. Okay. Um, so that's what the strategy does. Now, I'm going to have to be very careful with how I do this because you guys are going to be watching me and you'll be able to see if I bust my account. That would be a very sad day, and most likely you'll witness it because I trade pretty heavily during this time frame right now, anywhere from 6 until about 12 or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have some questions here coming in. Hi Norbert, how's it going? So how many trade you do in the month then? Well, with this strategy, will be quite a bit. Let me see if my previous account shows that. So, I just summary. Okay, so you can see here I traded for 1, 2, 3. I don't think I traded much in December. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 months. I had about 243 trades on the Euro US dollar. So it should be something similar. You can see from my stats here, this is what we're looking at, uh, that I had quite a few pips. Profit was high, and I had a large portion of my trades were just because of scalping. Remember the last time, don't forget to turn off. Yep. Andy, you're so right. I'm glad that you did that as a joke because, yes, Andy has touched on something that happened. I turned my EA on this scalping EA during the election on Oanda. So you guys know that Oanda is a 50 to 1 leverage, and 50 to 1 leverage is really low, and it's only for us US traders. That's the only leverage that we can really get if we want a regulated broker. Now, I was running my scalping strategy at really low risk on that broker to try to help compensate for the 50 to 1 leverage, and it was a mistake because I left it on. Now, this is Andy touched on something that is so true because I was careless, I wasn't watching, and this is a time that it's necessary. Why? Because I'll be using around $21,000 to $22,000 at LMFX. Now, I was using about 7 or so at Oanda during that time, and 22,000 is a little bit different, wouldn't you say? So, I'm going to be making sure that I am taking every precaution. I'm not falling asleep at the wheel, which means that falling asleep at the computer, looking at the charts. Um, and being very alert in this because it's very important to me. This is a temporary move for me going to LMFX, where I don't want to be there really long term. I want to be there for 3 to 6 months, and I guess I'm getting into my actual plan. So the plan. So we'll start from the beginning. The plan is we're withdrawing everything from, or most everything from Oanda, and I'm going to have $1,000 left in Oanda, as you can see there now. I have 1,000. Moving to LMFX, I'll be moving with my portion of funds, which will be about $11,000. LMFX will allow me, or will give me, a 100% credit bonus. Now, a credit bonus is usually not a good thing because a lot of times it means that the broker uh, is not as legitimate as you would hope. But I like these guys, and I'll get into a little bit more later why I like them and the reviews of this broker and so forth. But right now, I want to talk about the plan that I have. The credit bonus will make my account from $11,000 to around $21,000 to $22,000 that I can work with. Now, I can't withdraw the 100% bonus for until I trade through a large portion of the account. Now, the withdrawing of the actual bonus is not the biggest deal to me. It's the profit that I can make on with that 100% bonus. So it basically doubles my account, and I'll be making double the amount of profit. So if I'm bringing in 10% per month, then I'm actually bringing in 20% per month on my actual funds that I have in that account, which is pretty substantial. And that's the main reason why I'm moving over to LMFX is that credit bonus. As long as they have that credit bonus, that's the reason why. I can also scalp. Scalping is a big thing, but that credit bonus is what's bringing me there to start with. Now, this broker. Is pretty new. They've only been around since 2015. and you can see they only have 17 reviews at forexpeacearmory.com. I like this website. I feel like it's pretty honest, and I feel like the user base is pretty active in trying to make sure that a broker is safe. And you can see here it's 17 reviews, 4.5 or almost 4.5 stars. A lot of the reviews you see here are very good. Now, I don't have any money at them yet. I will be making a deposit sometime this week, and that deposit will be in about 11,000 mark, and they'll give me a bonus of 11,000 on top of that. Okay, so this is a big step, and I will be trading this broker with my scalping strategy. And I may be doing my RMI EA as well on higher risk. Now the plan is to grow the account to basically the amount of my deposit, my initial deposit. So if I deposited 11,000 and they gave me 11,000 bonus, my account total is 22,000. But my initial deposit was 11, so I want to make a 50% profit of the account, and then withdraw my 11,000 and basically start again, start from that point. So I'll have 22,000, and then grow it to 33,000, withdraw 11, and start at 22,000 again. That's the idea, and my idea is my goal is to push to that amount as quickly as possible, and as safe as possible. So I'm looking for a good balance. So high risk trading, but not too high risk where I risk losing my entire balance quickly. The idea is to make this 50% profit on the account, or 11,000, within a 3 to 6 month period. I think I can do it in about 3 to 4 months, depending on how price is. A lot of it will depend on the market and the euro US dollar. If it's too volatile, I'll stay away. If it's not volatile enough, I'll stay away. But if trading conditions are good, then I likely will stay in it, and make some decent profit. So that's where my plan lies, and it's something that's going to be pretty intense for me, because I'm high risk trading with $22,000 is never something that you ever really want to do. Why am I doing it? I'm doing it because I want to kickstart. Um, and I've always been against high risk trading, as you guys know. I don't like making more than 3 to 5% per month. But I really like trading. And I've been doing it for 11 years, 12 years, and I want to make it as a full-time income. And I'm never going to get that if I don't take some risks along the way. I hate taking risks. I hate taking risks so bad because I've done it. I've taken risks in the past with trading, and they've never worked out, until I used this strategy. The only risk that's ever worked out was back in when I used this strategy full-fledged and was able to do the same thing. I deposited 5,000 and I withdrew 5,000 as well, after a few months, after 4 or 5 months, with a 69% profit. And that was the only time that it worked out, was using this strategy. Before that, I used strategies that weren't very good. I didn't do a lot of research on them. I didn't take the necessary steps of testing. But this strategy I've tested. I understand the risks involved with it. And so this time, I feel like I can copy what I did in the past, even using high risk. So this is going to be probably something more exciting for you guys to watch. Why? Because you'll actually be able to see me making profit during my streams, and some potentially, not every stream, because like I said, it depends on the euro US dollar volatility and the news that's coming out. But you will be able to see me taking live trades at higher risk using martingale strategy, and you'll be able to see if I'm stressing out, if I'm calm, how my behavior is in trading this way. And you'll be able to see me make some pretty good profit likely, or crumble. You'll be able to see me how many levels I'm in, how close the account is to margining out, and you'll be able to see the potential if I have a complete loss of the account, basically margin out. You'll be able to see how I handle that. And it might be a little hard to see, but it's something that I've done before. So, anyways, yeah, I think I did bounce a little bit around on what I wanted to talk about. So hopefully that all makes sense. Let's see if there's any more questions coming in. This will be interesting to watch. Good luck. Yeah, Andy May. Uh, yeah, this should be interesting for me to watch as well. But like I said, the kickstart. All of us traders out there, all of us traders need something to push us through. We all don't have a lot of money to start with. We're all retail traders. Of course, we don't have, $50,000 to just throw into trading. Um, so we need to get there some way. It didn't hit me until just recently, where I'm always getting annoyed with traders that are trying to make 100% per month or 100% per week, and it frustrates me because I don't feel like that's has longevity. That kind of trading doesn't have longevity. Uh, the problem is that these traders that try to make 100% per week or per month, they continue to try to do that until they get to the point of like $1 million. But the thing is that I have a cutoff point. My cutoff is to pay back my 11,000, that my initial the starting deposit of 11,000, withdraw that, and then start at a much lower risk. I'm not going to continue this high risk trade type of trading. I just want to kickstart myself a bit into the point where I can start bringing in $1,000 of profit each month and still continue to grow my account. And so this is a temporary fix. Now that's the problem with most traders, is that they continue to try to trade like this until they blow their account. I understand that this type of trading does not have longevity, so that's why I'm only attempting to do it for 3 to 6 months. So I can there's a means to an end, basically. That high risk trading doesn't work long term in most cases, and I understand that. And so I'm trying to take advantage of growing my account fast, and then pulling back on my risk once my goal is met. And I think you guys should do the same thing. So I'm not going to be so judgmental to those guys that are trying to make a high percentage in a short amount of time. But they do need to understand that this isn't realistic trading, that there should be a means to an end with this type of trading. So yeah, I guess that's it for now on that subject. So Oanda, I'm not going to drop this broker. I really, really like this broker a lot. This is the best broker I've dealt with in 11, 12 years of my trading. And their withdrawals are quick. I just made a $5,500 withdrawal, and they already posted it this morning. Most of the withdrawals are done within an hour of posting them. So once I'm done at LMFX, so once my account reaches about $20,000 to $25,000 in actual funds, that does not include the bonus, so that's actual withdrawable funds, then I will likely move back to Oanda and trade at a lower risk type of setting of 3 to 5% per month. And at that rate, I'll be bringing in at least some money, and my account will be more substantial at that point, where I can withdraw 25K at any time just in case I need it, if I need the funds or anything like that. But it's a really good starting base that I want to work with, and my overall goal is to 50,000, and 50,000 is the point where I feel like I've made it and I'm able to bring in a decent income per month, and also continue to grow the account. 25 is a good start, but 50,000 is really where I want to be. I don't want to continue to trade this type of strategy up until 50,000 at LMFX. Although they are a good broker, they are not regulated. So if they decide to pick up and leave or go scam for some reason, they could always do that, and I could be at a huge loss of money. And so that's why I'm taking all the necessary precautions with these guys. So to further on that, I checked on my FX book to see if they had any reviews of LMFX, and they didn't. At least right now it's a 3.3, but it doesn't look like they have a lot of reviews at this point. It's just total votes is 5. And what I wanted to talk about now is forexsignals.com. Now, guys, this website you probably have. Some of you probably know me from there. I used to be an analyst at forexsignals.com, and I traded a couple of accounts there. Um, I'm not doing that anymore, uh, but I still have contact with Nick and a lot of the site owners there as well, and they are changing their client base, their US client base from MyFX choice to LMFX. What this means is, at least in my mind, is that Nick has a lot of clients at forexsignals.com and a lot of US clients that are looking for a broker. And so what this means for LMFX is that they're getting a large client base from Nick with potentially millions of dollars. So this in my head makes me think that this broker uh, will be around for some time if he's got support from Nick at forexsignals.com. Now that's you know my opinion, obviously, but I think that that with this kind of backing, it does help the longevity of a broker, um, especially one that's unregulated. Okay, so let's talk about high risk strategies. Since now this is going to turn into a high risk uh, trading diary or journal, um, and which is probably more interesting to you guys anyways, because you want to see profit made. You want to see like a lot of pips coming out. You want to see lots of dollars made. It's exciting, right? It's exciting for you to see that and to watch that somebody actually doing that live on screen. Um, and uh, so I'm not just trying to be entertaining here, but I do want this stream to be somewhat entertaining, so you guys aren't bored watching me make 1% per month type of thing. I understand that that's something that's not really to go home about because it's not really that exciting, and a lot of you guys don't find it uh, uh, very usable because you don't think 3 to 5% per month is really attainable for your type of retail trading, which is on a smaller account. You're looking to grow an account fast, quick, up to a larger amount, and then potentially, if you're wise, you'll cut that back and start honing in your risk, so you're not over risking your account and risk burning it. Let's see, Andy's. This does work as long as you only do it for a short period. But it's like a drug. You can you can't hooked it if you're not careful. You can get hooked if you're not careful. Very true. Now, uh, aren't we all hooked though, Andy? I mean, seriously, everybody is that trades in the retail market. Almost everybody, except for the guys that have large accounts, the guys that have MAM accounts. They trade a lot safer, looking for, like I said, 3 to 5% per month because they can, because they have a large account. Now, the guys that are like me that don't have a large account, 10,000. Most people don't even have 10,000. Um, are looking for something that makes a lot of profit quickly. And that's something that's really hard to find because you can't find anything that's consistent in that way. And so that's what I'm going to show you guys how I can potentially be consistent with a scalping strategy that makes a lot of profit per month. Uh, you should be back on every day. Andy May, maybe you guys can let me know. Type in. There's quite a few of you guys in the stream right now. Type right now if you'd like to see me every day trading this strategy, and I can do that. So I can change this stream to an everyday thing where you can see my everyday process because I will have trades every single day likely. Um, and if they don't, then I have specific reasons. So let me know if you'd like to see this because, um, and I don't know how much I can talk about every stream. You might get bored just watching this kind of stuff. So yeah, give me suggestions too. And it looks like Andy, it looks like you're the guy that really wants wants this. You don't count as three people. Yes, yes, yes. I begin from 500 now. I'm at 900. Not I do anything by myself. Uh, okay, well, that's good. That you went from 500 to 900. That's awesome. Now, where's your stopping goal? Where do you want to get to, Forex? Do you want to get to 1,000, 10,000? Are you going to continue to trade like this indefinitely, or do you have some kind of plan? So yeah, while you were answering that, so okay, so a lot of you guys actually want me to do this, do an everyday thing. Um, but what's the benefit to doing that for you? Is it just seeing the day-to-day profit? Is that it? Is there something that you can benefit from it? Um, because I'm not sure if this type of strategy or trading is something that you could do. I guess it is. It is something that you could do, and you'll see me trading it. Um, but sure, why don't I try it? Why don't I try it? Why don't I try just doing it a daily thing, because I will be already at my computer doing it. Now, there may be less talking in these streams, especially if I'm doing it day to day. Um, but I'll talk about the strategy and what's going on that day, the plan of that day, the news that's coming out, how I'm approaching the strategy. So everything will be based around scalping, the strategy, the goals of that day. And so maybe that's something that I'll do. So it will be more interesting to you. We won't talk about other things as much. Uh, but I might still mention some side projects, but it will be all about the scalping and the day-to-day profit. Let's see. Inspirational, just watching both wins and losses. Okay, yeah, you're just not going to be a lot of losses. As you can see, this is the strategy here, Andy. This is in backtest down here. This is what the strategy looks like. It's very similar to my RMI strategy where it's basket trading. So you'll see a grouping of trades that look like this. So a group of trades. You see that they all closed out here at the same time. So it's a basket, a profitable basket. But you can see the risk involved. So we started out at 20 lots, 0.20, went to 0.40, 0.80. So it's a martingale strategy. So that's what's going to be so interesting for you guys to watch, is the martingale type of strategy going on here. But like I said, we have 1,001 leverage, so the martingale can work. And I will be able to go about 7 to 10 levels before I have a margin call on the strategy. I might be able to go more than that with 1,001 leverage. But this is what it looks like. That means that every basket of trades closes in profitably. Now, how I will do this is some baskets will be different than what you see in this test, where I will click the on and off button of my auto trade. So I'm using an EA, but I can also trade this strategy manually, and I will do this EA. A lot of times you'll see me using it not just by itself. There will be a manual intervention with this strategy, especially when I have like 5 levels of a basket being that are in. A lot of times I'll wait a little bit longer to close that basket out to squeeze out a little bit more profit, depending on what the market is looking like. Now this is the kind of thing where I have a very close eye on what's going on with the Euro US dollar. That means I'm watching the news. I'm looking at I'm reading all uh, the fundamental analysis of the Euro US dollar to make sure that there's no surprises coming out. I'll be looking at the technical side of things as well, but mainly it's the news. I have to stay away from the news to make sure that I'm not trading during high impact news, and so that means that every single day at the beginning of the morning, I look at the news to make sure that nothing's coming out, and I know exactly what's happening in order so I can plan appropriately. Better than NPR. Yeah. Thank you, Robert. Inspirational, just watching both wins and losses. Yeah. Um, yeah, so the wins and losses should be something interesting for you to see. Now, I'm currently doing the strategy now, but no trades have gone in yet with the strategy. So this is what we're looking at. So I have a ADR filter. Now the ADR means that average daily range of the market. And right now we're at 241. So that means that the market's only moved, or this pair's only moved 41 pips of the 70 of the average daily range. I want it to be at least 70% of that. So I guess we are pretty close to 70%, but not quite there. Unless I'm doing my math wrong. I don't know. But yeah, so we are. I have that unactive right now. Why? I don't have the ADR filter active. So we're going to look at forexfactory.com real fast. and I'm going to show you how I'm going to approach this. Okay, so we're looking at the Forex Factory, and we see that there are no high impact news. Uh, there's no high impact news coming out uh, for the USD or the euro. And so when I see that, that means that I go to other news sites like CNN, for example. I might go to CNN, and I might go to forexfxstreet.com to see if there's any fundamental news that's not scheduled coming out. What's going on with the news? Is there something? Is Trump having a press conference? Is he going to be speaking? What is going on? FX Street, what's happening with the euro? Read these news statements to see what the outlook is potentially going to be, and then base that on uh, should I trade or not. And right now, I'm looking at trading. And let's see, it looks like I'm having some stream issues, not receiving enough video and maintain smooth streaming. So hopefully it's not too choppy for you guys. It looks like it froze. So yeah, sorry guys. Looks like we're having some technical difficulties. Okay, let's see if I can freeze some of this up. I can close down some charts. Okay, so I'm trying to close down some charts so the stream actually goes back to normal. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes I don't have all the control for of the stream quality. Okay. Yeah, so we're watching the news and we're seeing what's going on, and this is the strategy that I'll be using. And right now, we're looking at the middle band to the high band, right? Because the high band uh, is where we look for shorting the market, and when the price hits the bottom band, we look for entering long trades. So we want the price from the middle, uh, the middle bar line to the bottom to be 3 pips, and or vice versa on the top. We want it to be 3 pips as well, more than 3 pips, more than 5 pips. Excuse me. Um, so we want the middle band to the top band to be more than 5 pips, and also vice versa to the bottom. And you can see that we don't have enough volatility right now in order to do that. So we won't be entering any trades until it's at least 5 pips. That means we need a little bit more volatile of a market before we can enter trades. And we also can't have it more than 13 pips at the same time. Now I've turned the ADR filter off, and the reason why I've turned it off is because I see that we're pretty close to 70%, and there isn't any news coming out, and so I find that the market volatility today isn't going to be high, and that's showing right now. All right, so not a lot of volatility, and so today would be probably a non-trading day, at least at this point. It's been pretty disappointing. I don't think that it's been more than 5 pips distance anytime during the day today. So will I be trading Euro sessions? If I see, like news is today, you see the Euro, there's no high impact Euro news coming out. Nope, there's no high impact news coming out. So that means I would continue trade, leaving the robot on, the EA on, through all these new statements, because you only see there's one coming out with the CAD, there's one coming out with the NZD, there's one coming out with the pound, but nothing on the euro or the US dollar. So therefore, I would leave my robot on and go from there. This is a TMA indicator, so TMA bands. So it's really similar to like a Bollinger Bands. It's not identical. It's very similar. It's like Bollinger Bands still. And let me see if I can load up Bollinger Bands to see. See, you see the difference there. they're not completely the same, but there are some similarities. Um, so I don't know if I really need to speak much more about what's going on, guys, today. That's probably close to how I want to finish the stream, especially since I'm going to be going every day. Now, I'm not going to start every day uh, until I get the funds into LMFX. So I'll continue to do my twice per week until I get the funds into the account. I might even go on hiatus until then, just to wait it out. I think that's maybe what I'll do. I may come out with a couple of videos here and there, but they won't be live streams. So keep that in mind for those that are of you that are watching right now. That I will be making a deposit later this week at LMFX, so money will probably be in by Friday. And so if the money is in by Friday, I will do a live trading session on that day. So keep an eye on my stream and what's going on with it, because things are gonna pick up in a big way. What completely smoothed out? What pairs are you trading? Okay, hold on. Breaking it. Okay. Oh, what Indies is that? Okay. What pairs are you trading? I will be trading just the Euro US dollar exclusively. Uh, I can maybe also trade the pound USD, but I'm looking at just trading the Euro US dollar for now. Uh, it it's the easiest for me to read, and I understand how the volatility works just by watching it on the M1. The strategy may be hard for some of you to trade, but the longer that you watch the M1 time frame on the Euro US dollar, the more you'll start to understand how that volume actually works on this pair. So, um, but yeah, just the Euro US dollar because the spread, mainly because the spread. It's going to be really low, 1 to 2 pips at LMFX, maybe less. Um, and it means I get more profit running the strategy because of the lower spread. Let's see what else. That's pretty much it for today. So I'll be my RMI EA. It's perfectly fine, still profitable. I'm not bouncing away from the RMI EA right now right at this point, but I do see it's better for trading at somewhere like Oanda, where it needs just the 50 to 1 leverage. The 50 to 1 leverage is difficult to find strategies that work with 50 to 1 leverage. My RMI EA is fantastic for that leverage. It's also really good at, it would work really well at LMFX as well, but I don't need the 1,000 leverage there. So I'm going to be trading this scalping strategy because it takes advantage of the benefits that LMFX gives me. So uh, that's the plan. Um, So I hope that you guys enjoyed this stream and enjoy the ones to come, because I will be, at your request, starting to do streams every day on a daily basis, so you can see how things play out for me. Because I will be scalping and trades will only be in for a few minutes at a time. There won't be any trades that last more than an hour in most cases, unless my count is really close to margining out. And that's it. So potentially we'll see you on Friday this week. If my funds get into LMFX earlier than that, I'll make sure and do a stream to let you guys know. I'll give you an update, and we'll go from there. Thanks, guys, for watching, and give me a like on this video if you enjoyed the stream, and hopefully you enjoy what's to come. Have a good one. Bye.